What should I buy as a first tank?
The content on this channel is for historical and educational purposes only. These videos explore history through engineering and model making and does not endorse any political ideologies. Thank you for your understanding.
So, a bit of a strange one today. In a rarity, here I am, here's my face, nice to see you. We're going to talk about tanks and different manufacturers. And more specifically, if you're starting out, what should you get? I regularly get asked, what should I buy as a first tank? On the table in front of me, we've got a nice selection. Not all of them, but a good selection. We've got Tongdi, Coolbank, WSN, Tamiya, Hoban, Henlong, just to name a few. The most common one I see is the Henlong Tiger one. It's been on the market for 20 plus years now. They've got the new 7.0 boards on, which are quite good for a starter. But the tank itself is very long in the tooth. The detail's not that good. It's not easily upgradable. You know, you can paint it, buy things for it. But what would I buy if I was starting all over again? In the past 5 years, we've had such an influx of new tanks hit the market. We've got Coolbank, Tongdi, Hoban have come back and started producing some more tanks. Henlong are still producing the classics. When you're buying your first tank, it can be very confusing. You've got all these manufacturers out there now, and you've got everything you could choose from. You've got modern, Second World War, Israeli, even Tongdi doing a French Leclerc. So where do you start? Where do you start? Most people fall into the trap of buying a Henlong Tiger 1. It is straight out of the box, it works, it does the IR battles, it's got the 7.0 boards in now, which are not bad in the grand scheme of things, a lot better than what they used to be. In fact, the 7.1 boards, if you're getting one of the posh ones, is actually on par with the old Tamiya DMD units. Controversial opinion, but it's mine. The Coolbank and Tonga stuff is coming out very affordable. It's got some great details. WSN is still knocking about. You can still pick those up. Henlong, we've already spoken about. Hoban, less said about Hoban the better. I am a bit of a Tamiya fan. I do like my Tamiya tanks. But what I'm doing these days is I'm looking at what you get for your money, cost, sort of the all-round package, not just pound notes, more value for money. I'm going to be a bit controversial here, and I'll show you which ones I'd recommend. Right, let's answer the question. What would I recommend for a new starter into the RC tank hobby? It's simple. It's this. Without doubt, it's this. Or the howitzer version, the M8. Okay? And I'll give you some really good reasons why. Value for money. These are 2/3 of the cost, depending on where you get it from, of the cost of a Henlong entry-level tank. And it has all the bells and whistles that Henlong doesn't. So let's just have a quick overview. 1, it's very light and portable. You can chuck it in the back of the car. You can play with your kids with it. If you get a couple, take it to the beach, take it to the park. They're not going to fill the back of the car, fill the parcel shelf, fill the whatever. You still have room to take the dog and the kids. Take it on holiday. I took my family recently on holiday, and we chucked a couple of these in the car, and we had loads of fun driving them around the Lincolnshire countryside. These, just like Henlong, Toro, Tasian, whatever, if they're RTR, are the same. That you've got to put a few details on, but out of the box, they are ready to run. You have what is quite an accurate model. Now, that's relative. Before anyone starts complaining, accuracy is relative. It's as accurate as I want it to be. There you go, clarified it. The mouldings are a lot nicer than the old Henlong ones. Just the details, like the handles, the rivets and stuff. They're just because it's newer. It's not for any other reason that the moulds are newer, and they've got better technology at making moulds. As you can see, you pick it up, move it with one hand. You still get a detail bag, just like the Henlong ones, with all your machine guns and tools and stuff on the back. You have your hedge cutter there on the front. So it's no different to Henlong. You still have to put a little bit of time into putting your stickers on. Or this one is out of the box. I've done no modifications to this one. So this is just how it will come. It does have a smoke machine in it, just like the Henlong ones. It's not as good as the Henlong ones, but I hate the smoke machines on them anyway. It has a full sound pack just like the Henlong ones. Obviously all the hatches open just like the Henlong ones. You can see some electronics in there. Now, where it differs from Henlong is this has servo recoil on the barrel, servo elevation, proper gun flash and machine gun flash, just like the Henlong ones. It's got the headlights on, front and back. Oh, it's got tail lights, just like the Henlong ones. You can turn those on and off by the remote. For me, I'm not a massive fan of American armour. It's got nothing to do with the Americans, got nothing to do with the armour. It's just, I don't particularly like it. However, these ones, these Stuarts, or Scots if you want to call them, are fantastic because there's so much scope you can do with them. If you get into the hobby, right, this out of the box, either ready to run, have some fun with it, get it mucky, go get it wet. Again, don't go drive it through deep puddles. Go outside with it. It is brilliant. There's a couple of things I would do for anyone, either beginner or experienced, with getting these out of the box, and I'll hopefully show you that in a minute. So, out of the box, they do more than Henlong. They cost less than Henlong standard tanks, and they're better quality and detailed. Yeah, fair enough, they're not massive Tigers or whatever, but these work and they are reliable. I've had one for a few years. It's run and run and run and run and run, and it's been brilliant. Touch wood, I haven't snapped any tracks, and I've given it some abuse. Just to compare, here is my one I bought when they first came out, and it's still going strong. All I've done on this is repaint it, put some decent decals on it, and put a figure out the top of it. So, and that has been given some proper abuse over the years, and it's still running absolutely fine. So durability for a new starter, there you go. So this is what it normally looks like out of the box. You know, the decals, well, the stickers, they're not technically decals. The stickers are relatively easy to apply, and out of the box you've got a good looking tank. You've got a good looking tank, right? And you can argue whether it's a tank or not. I don't care. Life's too short. I've seen a lot of people do quite a few things with these to turn them into other variants. So there's chaps that I've seen at RC shows and clubs who take the turret off and turn it into a recce version. I've seen guys completely cut this apart and turn it into a high-speed tractor. I've seen guys cut these I don't know, I'm not an expert on American armour, cut skirts off and change the bag and turn it into an M3. So yeah, it's got a lot of scope. And if you're getting into the hobby, now remember, we always have to frame it as a new starter getting into the hobby. This will develop your skills in modelling and upgrading RC tanks. You can get all the spare parts off the internet. I mean, I get all these off Banggood. I don't know wherever you get your parts from, but you can get gearboxes, wheels, tracks, sprockets. They're not expensive. The spare parts, yeah, you have to wait for them to come in the post, but they are cheap. I would carry spares. I bought some spare wheels, bogies, sprockets and tracks and a gearbox when they first came out. Didn't know how reliable they were going to be, and they're still in the box. I haven't used them, but they were not expensive at all. They're not expensive. If you're a new starter, there's a lot you can do to this. You can chuck some paint on it. You can put some decals on it. You can change how it looks. I've turned this into a British one, or one operated by the British. You can upgrade machine guns. You can buy them. Just any generic accessories will fit. You can buy jerry cans. You can buy stowage. You can stick it all over, get it mucky. You can do weathering. You can do battle damage on it, and it'll just take it. It'll absolutely take it. The batteries are pretty good. The batteries go in the back over here. Batteries go in there, so you don't have to worry so much about getting them wet underneath or getting your hands mucky when you're changing them, which is quite a nice addition, quite a nice feature. That's the word I'm looking. That's quite a nice feature. So, how to fix the M5 M8 Stuart track. So, when you first get your M5 M8, the tracks, these have been done, but these are really baggy. And what can happen is, if you're driving it over rough terrain, these are great for indoor or outdoor, But if you're driving this over rough terrain, that what can happen is you can throw a track here, and that means the track comes off the idler there. My way of fixing that is to take one track link out of the tracks. So here's a spare set just so I can demonstrate and so I can show you on camera. This is just the normal M5 Stuart track or M8 Stuart track. Now if you look here, you can see there's a metal pin which goes through the tracks. Yeah? Now there is a difference. It does come out one way, not the other. On one side, the metal pin is flush with the track links, and it is slightly recessed on the other side. So you get a very small screwdriver or tweezers or a small nail, whatever you want to use. And if you go to the side that's recessed here, okay, and if you just push that pin, the pin will come out, and you can use a pair of pliers or fingers to pull that out. And then you put the, and then you can do this while the track, you don't have to take the track off to do this. And then you put that, you reconnect the tracks, put it back in and push it in. And you do that to both sides. So here it is up. And you put it back in like that. Please forgive me, I'm doing this holding spare track links in front of a camera, so it's not as smooth as it is on the tank. Don't worry, I can make this look good in editing. Okay, and then you push it all the way through. And you can use a screwdriver, pliers, whatever, just to push it home, and that's it, and it works again. So that's what I would do to solve that track loosing or two loose tracks. You do have track tensioning on the tank itself. So this here, if you undo this screw up at the back with a posi drive screwdriver, or a plus or cross, whatever you want to call it, that will move this idler ever so slightly backwards and forwards. Now, when you take a track link out, you have to undo this screw so that you got two on each side. Look, of each side, you got one here and one here. Undo both, not all the way so they fall out, but that'll move that idler just ever so slightly forward so the track tension's right. So you got a little bit of slack, but when it's on the ground, it looks right. And when you're driving over terrain, it's not a problem. So, in conclusion, when someone asks me what should be my first RC tank to buy, it's going to be one of these. Okay, especially if they're new to the hobby. As we've seen, we've got a lot of value for money on here. We've got a lot of playability. What is great about these is they're indoor, outdoor, they're not taking too much space, they're tabletop. Wherever you want to use them, you can use them. These will blend in equally at the park, the beach, at RC Tank Club, at a modelling event. Wherever you want to take these will be accepted. These are brilliant little tanks for the price. The opportunities are immense. So if you get into RC models and you've got a bit of modelling experience, then you can look at repainting, weathering. You can get some decent decals for it instead of using the stickers that come with it. If you're younger and newer to the hobby, straight out of the box, they're a lot of fun. They've got a lot of, they're very robust, they're very durable, they're very forgiving, and spares are not expensive. Like I said, they're not the best RC tank in the world. They are not the biggest, they're not the loudest, they're not the all metal, they're not the heaviest, but for an all-rounder to start with, this is the tank I would recommend. With this one, I want your input. I know nothing about American armour, or very little. As you might know if you're a fan of the channel, my passion is modern British armour or World War II German heavy armour. So let me know what I should do with this. Should I leave it out of the box? Shall I put the stickers on it that came with it, or should I try and find some decent decals or stencils or something for it? I don't know. I'm not even sure if the M8 had the hedge cutter on it or not. I've just followed the instructions as a beginner, as a new starter would. So let me know in the comments below, or if you've got any other ideas, send me some links and I will see what I can do with this one. I do quite like it. I really like the internal fighting compartment detail. I think this is crying out for some figures. some extra detailing, some stowage in it. We'll see. I'll let you guys send me a message or comment on what we should do with this one. Thank you for watching. Please remember to comment, like and subscribe. It does help the videos. It does help these videos get to the right people. So please remember to comment, like, share, subscribe, whatever you're going to do. Other than that, I will see you next time, and I hope to bring you some more interesting RC tank videos.